Welcome to The Explainer. So, you know how the summer transfer window is usually this agonizingly slow burn of endless negotiations? Well, not for Chelsea. They're pulling off this massive early blitz that is literally shaking up the Premier League before the dust has even settled on last season. Today, we're going to break down exactly what they're doing, why they're doing it, and honestly, the huge risks involved in the whole shebang. Chelsea is moving at full speed, creating absolute transfer chaos right now. But, in a highly calculated way. While other clubs are just kind of sitting around waiting, Chelsea is spending money like there's absolutely no tomorrow. And what's so fascinating here is the sheer speed and aggression of this strategy. I mean, the transfer window is barely even getting started, yet Chelsea's rebuild is already in complete overdrive. They're totally bypassing the usual waiting game, moving directly to secure their targets, and acting with an urgency that has caught fans, and definitely rival clubs, completely off guard. Okay, let's dive into this. 5. Just process that number for a second. Most clubs are absolutely thrilled to secure just 1 or 2 key pieces early in the window. But having 5 new players lined up for Stamford Bridge before the summer has even fully kicked into gear, that is a massive statement of intent. It shows a recruitment team operating with a huge budget and a very specific rapid-fire checklist. Section 1. The strategy. Buying young before prices explode. You see, you don't just sign 5 players out of nowhere without a highly specific philosophy. The new ownership has completely overhauled how the club identifies talent. They've got this very precise checklist. They want young talent, blistering speed, creativity, and real depth across multiple positions. The core philosophy here is to lock down the superstars of tomorrow at today's prices right before the global market just totally inflates their value. Because think about it, if they wait another year or two, the market value of these specific players could easily double or even triple. So they're spending heavily right now to build immense depth. But, all this rapid spending introduces a massive reality check. Will the incoming manager, Xabi Alonso, actually get the players he wants? It's the ex-Xabi Alonso puzzle, building a squad before the manager officially starts. There is a truly crazy dynamic going on behind the scenes at Stamford Bridge right now. Xabi Alonso hasn't even officially started work yet, and Chelsea is already building him a completely new squad. Think about the friction there. You have a recruitment team that clearly has a long-term project in motion, executing deals, securing 5 incoming players, all while the guy who actually has to manage them, train them, and fit them all together like a giant puzzle hasn't even clocked in for his first day. So it begs the question, are they just signing players first and asking questions later? On one hand, securing top young talent early totally prevents those messy bidding wars and gets the players in the door. Great, right? But on the other hand, does this stockpile of talent actually fit Xabi Alonso's tactical vision? Usually a manager dictates the exact profile of the players he needs for his specific system. The massive, high-stakes gamble of Chelsea's current strategy is that they are basically handing a brand new manager a squad full of expensive, newly acquired players that he didn't explicitly ask for. It's this intense tug-of-war between a long-term club vision and immediate managerial needs. Section 2. Fan reactions and chemistry. A divided base. Now, this aggressive rebuild has entirely polarized the fans. On one side, you've got supporters practically preparing for a serious title push. On the other side, there's a highly vocal segment raising severe warnings about squad chemistry, asking a very valid question, just how many players do Chelsea actually need? For the optimists out there, the vibe is simple. We're cooking for next season. And I get it. When a club goes out and grabs 5 elite, speedy young players before the window has even really warmed up, it sends a message of absolute dominance. For these fans, this influx of talent guarantees that the club isn't just rebuilding to, compete for top 4. They're building a dynasty to go straight for the Premier League crown. But we can't ignore the reality check from the other side. Too many signings can destroy team chemistry. And honestly, they hit the nail on the head here. You can't just throw 11 talented strangers onto a pitch and expect a trophy. Football requires understanding, cohesion, and a settled locker room. Bringing in wave after wave of new faces, especially young players who all desperately want starting minutes, poses a very real, very dangerous threat to the locker room environment. Because, as we've seen, football history shows us time and time again that huge money does not always guarantee trophies. Throwing practically unlimited funds at young stars looks amazing on paper, and sure, it looks great in the headlines, but history is literally littered with expensive squads that completely failed to click when it actually mattered. Section 3. Dynasty or transfer disaster. The threat to the Premier League. Just imagine adding 5 hungry young stars to an already packed, super talented squad. If Xabi Alonso walks in, manages to figure out this giant puzzle, and gets these rapid new signings to gel with the existing squad, wow, their sheer depth and quality will be a terrifying problem for every single other club in the Premier League next season. It's a massive if, but the potential, it's undeniably scary. So the biggest question of the summer remains. Are Chelsea building a future dynasty to rule the next decade, or are they just repeating the exact same expensive transfer mistakes? What do you think? Thank you so much for joining this explainer, and definitely keep an eye on Stamford Bridge, because this gamble is far from over.